Good day, learners. We will now continue to discuss our lesson 2.1, the measures of central location. In the previous video lecture, we already started discussing this PowerPoint presentation. We have discussed the concepts on the different measures of central location. We also started discussing about the mean. So before we discuss on the calculation of the mean, we have discussed this summation notation, which is introductory discussion in the measures of central location. I already give you an example on how to calculate the mean given ungroup data. This time, we will now discuss how to calculate the mean given group data. Let's take this example. Let's say, for example, we have this given scores of the students in a given test. Okay, so we have here the frequency. So we consider 20 students here. Okay, 3 meaning there are 3 students whose scores is in between 1 to 5. 5 students whose scores is between 6 to 10. 10 students who got scores between 11 to 15. And 2 students whose scores is within 16 to 20. Recall that this is the formula in calculating group data. Calculating the mean given group data. Okay, let us use this example to calculate the mean given a group data or a data set in a frequency distribution. So say for example, we have here scores of the students in a particular test. So we consider we consider 20 students here with 4 class intervals. Okay, this 3 here meaning there are 3 students whose score is within 1 to 5. 5 students whose score is within 6 to 10. 10 students whose scores is within 11 to 15. And only 2 students with scores between 16 to 20. Okay, recall that this is our formula for calculating the mean given group data. So we have here x bar sub g is equal to the sum of f sub I, x sub I from 1 to k, divided by sum of f sub I also is from 1 to k. Our I refers to our frequency. So in our example, that refers to the number of students. Our X is the class mark. So we already discussed what class mark is. Class mark is the representative value of your interval. Okay? Your K here is the number of class interval or the number of classes. Okay, according to the formula, we have to multiply first the frequency and its class mark. Since class mark is not given, then we have to calculate the class mark is the average of your interval. So you simply get the sum of your lower limit and your upper limit and divide it by 2. So in the case of our example, we have 1 plus 5 divided by 2. So that is 3. Okay, 6 plus 10 is 16 divided by 2. That is 8. 11 plus 15 is 26 divided by 2, so that is 13. Then 16 plus 20 is 36, so that is 18. Okay, so we already have class mark, then we need to get the product of the frequency and the class mark. So we will add again another column. Okay, so we have here F times the class mark. Simply multiply this two. 3 times 3, 3 times 3, we have 9. 5 times 8 is 40. 10 times 13 is 130. And 2 times 18 is 36. Okay, so based on the formula, we have to get the sum of this column. We will copy the notation. Okay, so we're going to add 9, 40, 130, and 36. Okay, you may also add it in your scratch. Okay, the sum is 215. So we will substitute now the sum of the product of frequency and class mark to our formula. So we have equals. Okay, since it is difficult to write a function here, we will use a virtual whiteboard. Okay, so x bar sub g equals to 215, our numerator, the sum of the product of frequency and class mark. We divide it with, we go back to our formula, the sum of f sub I, and that is 20. We substitute it here. We divide 215 with 20. If you are going to divide this one with 20, you will get 10.75. Okay, so this is now our mean value. Okay, we will write it here. Mean is equal to 10.75. And how do we interpret the value calculated? So we say that the mean score of the students in a given test is 10.75 or about 11 points.